What up, homies? This is Dan Cates for Phenom Poker, and I just played one of actually the biggest game ever recorded on a stream, one of the biggest games ever played in the history of the world, and I managed to win over $15 million net, and going over a very big and very unfortunate hand that I played during this time. So let's check it out. Monarch's got the King 6. Monarch is Asi Katola. He's my opponent for this match. We are playing in this match a 3 million euro shootout. We ended up playing 5 million, a couple 5 million shootouts and a 6 million shootout. Each player putting up 6 million. I put up a little juice, whatever. And anyway, in this hand, I started off with a lead this hand, and he raised pre-flop pretty big. He's been doing some mixed sizes. I decided to call to keep it polarized and trap some hands in that are a little bit worse than ace-10. I think if I 3-bet, he might make some tight folds. But anyway, I want some bad hands in there instead of going for thin value, and I'm not playing too aggressively lately. Anyway, so I call, and the flop is 666, which is actually what I thought was a good flop for me. I thought I could definitely take some heat on this board. I've got actually a very good hand. I can even check raise for value. This hand's so good. So, I'm looking for a bet. Definitely think he will bet too. So lots of good things happening so far, at least so I thought. He bets, tanks forever. He bets 75 into 200. That's actually a small bet, by the way. He's supposed to bet a bit larger just because it's so hard to have anything on this board. I am capped. He's got all the overpairs and all that. Turns a 10, which I think is also good news because I got basically one of the best possible hands you can have. I've got our 90th percentile hand with 10s full of 6s. And he tanks forever, and sure enough, he bets 150 into 300. I thought he bet more. I thought he bet 150 into 700, but no, it's 150 400, but it's actually correct. So he bets like a little bit more than 40% pot, close to half pot actually. But I thought that he was on the weak side with this bet, especially considering he bet small. But as you guys know, and as what happened, of course he can do this and wamboozle me with the quad 6s. But I thought he was going for some thin value. I thought it was time to get in a raise, to get in a little value, put in an obnoxious raise in order to get bit more value that he's really going to not want to fold to. I can absolutely bluff with loads of things. I can have king jack, I can have king 8, I can have you name it. I can just have whatever and bluff, and I can totally have quads too. So I'd make it 400. He's not going to love this if he's got ace king or whatever, or if he's got pocket 8s. Anyway, so he tanks. He has a clear, tough decision here, and he does make the call. Who would have thought? The river is the ace. Now there's about 1.1-ish in the pot. 1.2, excuse me. And I decide, do improve. It's kind of a weird card because I have to worry that he's got an ace. I could even check if he's turning lots of hands into bluffs, but I decided to bet, hoping to get some thin value. Maybe he just decides to call with 10s full or whatever. Or kings, it gets really stubborn, that kind of thing. And somehow I was wrong on the turn. But anyway, he actually does have quads and makes his tiny 35k roll raise, and shows me some bad news, the quads, which, I'm not too thrilled with whittling down and running into quads versus pretty easy cooler. I could have saved money maybe if I check called. Knowing him, he's going to fire an overbet on the river, and I'm definitely not folding. He's definitely firing on the river. I could have saved a little bit. I might have even gone all in for like less than a min raise more based on what he bets. But just a massive cooler. Just you have to handle them and deal with them and move on. Didn't help that I just straight away got a cool again for 2-pair versus the worst 2-pair next hand, and then lost this one for 3 million euros each. I was not loving it, losing my friends loads of money, but as I've already spoiled it a bit, came back, won a 5 million euro each one, won a 5 million euro again, and then won a 6 million euro buy-in each for the big win. But yeah, you can see throwing the cards, I'm not too happy. That just goes to show you, just because you've lost in poker doesn't mean you can't have a big upswing later, or it's not the end of the story. It definitely felt like a bit of the end of the story, but turns out it wasn't. See you guys. This is Dan Cates, Jungle Man, for PhenomPoker.com. Remember to get your share of Phenom Poker by just earning any kinds of chips on Phenom Poker. It's a rising stock. That way you can not only invest in the site, own part of the site, but earn money while you play if you have any chips anyway. See you guys. And don't forget, the rake's quite a bit lower than on other sites.